Hi everyone, I'm Richard, product owner here at GoodVision, where we develop today's most advanced traffic analytic tools for traffic engineers all around the world. Today, I'll walk you through some of the main exciting new features we've recently added to the platform, focusing mainly on the new trajectory playback and high-definition trajectory visualization. I'll also briefly show you other cool updates like the global full-text search or video processing trimming. So, let's dive right in. One of our most requested features is finally here, live trajectory playback. And honestly, this is a game changer for anyone working with advanced trajectory analytics. You can now play video files directly in the platform with trajectories overlaid in real time. This makes validating your data and analyzing traffic behavior faster, easier, and much more intuitive. Let me share my screen. Before we explore the new features, let me give you a quick orientation for those of you who are new to the platform. This is the Describe Scene page. It's the starting point for transforming raw traffic videos into actionable insights. As you can see, the platform visualizes trajectories directly on top of the video snapshot. Each colored line represents a different type of road user moving through the scene. Here you can define exactly what you want to analyze, from entry and exit lines to zones, or even more complex movements and scenarios. Now, let's see the new feature in action. I will click the play. And as you can see, you can now watch trajectories being tracked directly within the video. This gives you instant visual feedback, which makes the validation much faster and analysis much more intuitive. You no longer need to compare different data sets or guess what's happening. It's all right there on your screen. At GoodVision, road safety is one of our top priorities. Here's a real-world example where this feature becomes really powerful. You can see there are some pedestrian trajectories crossing outside designated areas, probably jaywalkers, and vehicles moving across the zone at the same time. Let's create a new movement, set up a metric, and replay some of those events to see exactly what's happening here. So, I will start with drawing the line. Let's call it jaywalkers. And let's create a new movement. We don't care about the direction, so let's specify it's as bidirectional, and let's save it. So now we just need to add a new metric of the occurrence type. I will select this new jaywalker movement that I created and hit save. So now we can see all the events if when someone crossed this line here on the timeline. So let's explore some of the events. Let's start, for example, here with person. This will automatically play the file 3 seconds before and after the event happened. This person actually looks running, and yeah, so this could be potentially dangerous because the car was pretty close there. We can also take a look on the car. Okay, so this looks like the car actually parked and was going from the parking space. The same with this one. We can actually continue playing the file. So it didn't cross this this line, but we can see where the car went. So this is a great way how you can analyze the behavior on your scene in much more detail. This feature is also a great way to understand how the trajectory center point settings, which we introduced earlier, affects your data. Let's switch to a demo data source to show you the differences between center point settings. So let's start with the bottom one. I will play the file, and you can see the trajectories are basically being drawn at the bottom of the object detection, which means if I will see the trajectories, some of the trajectories, mainly, for example, those blue ones from the buses, are being actually drawn even on the sidewalk. So keep that in mind when placing the lines, that you don't want to place the lines where, for example, the crossroad is. You always need to look at the trajectories. I will show you how this same scene looks with the different settings. So with the center, you can see now the blue lines are much higher. So this is because, with the center settings, the trajectory is basically being drawn from the middle of the object detected. Another important use case is verifying how our AI performs in less than ideal conditions. For example, let's take a look at this night footage. If I play the file, you can see that even here with low visibility and reduced contrast, you can clearly see how the platform detects and tracks vehicles. So with live trajectory playback, you get a clearer, faster, and more intuitive way to work with your traffic data. Whenever you are validating results, analyzing safety risks, or testing AI performance, this feature gives you instant visual confirmation right inside the platform. Now, let's look at another powerful improvement, high-definition trajectory visualization. You can see this is a quite busy scene. Before we introduced trajectory playback and high-definition visualization, it was much harder to place your lines precisely. In those dense spots, trajectories used to appear as just like a green area, making it difficult to tell exactly where vehicles were moving. But now, if we zoom in, you can see there's like much more detail in the trajectories. Every movement is more sharp and more clear. And you can take this even further. Let's take a look at this line here, less 2. So it looks like on the first side that this is a correctly placed line. But if we play the video, I will zoom out a bit so you have a better idea. So we have the first car. That's barely crossing. This one didn't cross it. This was also pretty close. This one crossed it. So as you can see, not all vehicles are being tracked here. So in this case, I'd place the line a little bit further down to ensure we get the most accurate results. All right, now let's move to another great feature we've recently added, video processing trimming. You can now trim your videos directly in the processing confirmation model, which means you can only process the relevant parts of your footage. This makes your life much easier without the need for any video editing software or editing skills, and it also saves you both time and processing credits. A typical example is if you have like one long video file, but you are only interested in the morning peak. Or another common scenario is drone footage. Often there's like a segment at the beginning where drone is taking off or adjusting its position. With trimming, you can just skip the unnecessary parts and focus only on the section where, for example, the drone had the best view on the road. So let's go back to platform and I'll quickly show you how trimming works. Okay, so here I have a new data source. So let's process some files. I have this drone example here. So let's play back the file. And as you can see, the drone is adjusting its position. So we know that, for example, the first 20 to 30 seconds of the footage we are not interested in. So let's select the file, set the date and time. Okay, and here we can see this new option, custom processing time range. So if I enable it, you can easily set a custom start and end time for your processing. So we know like the first 20, 30 seconds are not interesting for us as the drone was adjusting its position. So let's, for example, set it for 30 seconds. The end is okay. So now we can just simply confirm it, and we will process only this selected part here. Finally, I'm excited to show you our new global search. Until now, finding a specific project, data source, or processing often meant remembering exactly where it was stored, which project, which folder, or which data source. This could be time-consuming and frustrating, especially if you are managing multiple projects at once or collaborating with a larger team. With Global Search, that's all simplified. There is now a centralized full-text search bar that you can open instantly by pressing Ctrl-K on Windows or Command-key on Mac. From there, you can search across everything in the platform, projects, data sources, folders, and processings, and jump straight to what you need. Okay, so let's see it in action. So I'll press Command-K, and I know I have this new project on Sokolovská Street, so I will put SOK. And you can see there is like the first result is the Sokolovská Street, so I can go directly into the project. I know, for example, I have this data source in Támova Street, so let's put Támova, and you can see there is like one folder, but I'm interested in this data source, so I can click it, go directly into the data source, and I can start processing. Or, as you remember, we recently started processing of the drone footage. So if I will search for drone, I can see here there is the file that we processed, drone example. So if I will click it, I will go directly into the data source that we created earlier. Okay, and after the video will be processed, let me also show you how it looks like when the processing is finished. So I have prepared another example. I had this video that I trimmed. I selected only this middle part. So if you go into the data source, you can see that we have the trajectory information only for this middle part. But I still have the full file, so I can play the file from the beginning to the end. And the trajectories are basically only extracted from this middle part. That wraps up the overview of our latest features. All of those updates are available to all clients, with the exception of Live Trajectory Playback, which is available for modular plan users only. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach us. You can contact us via the live chat or email anytime, and we are always happy to help. Okay, so thank you and see you next time. Bye.